what people don't also understand, when that mantle, when that what I want to call that cloak comes on, and you're seeing something, and you, the visions are clear, and I'm learning as I go on with this. When the Lord shows me things, the clearer the vision, the more imminent it will be. Whenever it's far off, it's more foggy. But whenever I am underneath that cloak, and I see the colors, and they're bright and they're vivid, I always tell my son and my wife now, I said, these visions are very vivid. They're very clear, and they're not like they're in a distance. Like sometimes I'll see them and they're way out here. And then sometimes they're like right in front of me, and they're very bold, and they're full of color. And I'm just learning how to lean into that. And when I start praying, like, I feel like a lot of the things that God gives me are to pray. The Lord said, I want you to raise up 1 million men and women prayer army. And in doing so, you will change the nations through prayer. And so that's what I lean into. I feel like I'm a watchman. I don't ever call myself a prophetic voice like your father was. I feel like your father was a true prophet, but I never really have had any, an elder or whatever say, hey, you're a prophet, Brandon. I just started praying, and I see things, and it's been accurate. Some of it, like I said, I feel the things I see are to change through prayer. Some of it we can't. Some of it's just to warn you, hey, don't be in this area. You need to be it's a caution. It's a warning. You need to know these signs are coming, and we can change this. The things that I've seen last time, whenever I was telling you about Putin and using weapons of unconditional, like we've never seen before, weapons that we've never seen, these weapons of war that are bigger, but they're not nuclear. He wants to inhabit the land. He wants to take Europe. He wants to do these things. When I'm praying it, now we're seeing the manifestations of that a little bit in the news. You see, I said, what you'll see first is they're going to start to strike into Moscow. Zelensky started doing that this week. And I said, they will provoke the bear. And I said, when they do this, I saw them getting weapons into Moscow and start to bomb near the Kremlin. And that's why I said on your broadcast, whenever in July of the 11th of last year. And so now we're seeing some of that, him striking into Moscow. Mm-hmm. And when I saw in the spirit at the beginning of the year, the Lord always will come, and we'll have my prayer time and communion. We'll go before him about the year. What does 2026 hold? And he said 2026 will be a year of political theater in America. Great political theater we will see in 2026. And then he said, for the church, it will be 1 Corinthians 5:5. He said, it will be a great shaking to awaken in my church. He said, I will bring the bride to my side, and older generals will start to go home. There'll be a lot of older generals. There'll be a transition of people in position that have great platforms that will no longer be here. They will suddenly go home, and it'll be a shock to people. They'll ought to go, well, wow, what happened? Why'd they just go home? We don't understand. But they'll start to transition out of here. And he said there'll be platforms that will be here, that was here, that will be no more. And there'll be new Davids, new Esthers, new faces rise up and start to take the baton from the elders, because he said, they say we are like grasshoppers in the eyes of the giants, right? But he said that there'll be a generation like David's that rise up with a boldness and a fire and take my gospel into this earth, and they will be without compromise. There is a heart. He said, as I keep seeing in the spirit, I see as the eyes go to and fro throughout the whole earth, looking for a heart who's perfect towards him. He's looking for the hearts that are just sold out to him right now. And I saw in the spirit, the glance, the gaze upon the people. He's looking for a heart, the hearts like David's, that are just sold out to him, that are just saying, I'm all in. He said, the harvest is plentiful and the labors are few. And as I saw in Chicago, I saw a new ground zero trying to manifest over our nation. I saw a new ground zero, and the Lord kept saying a new ground zero. And I know that this is a planned attack for the enemy within. I saw planned events trying to be distractions for the new beast system trying to rise up. As I saw a new digital age is coming at the beginning of the Lord said a new industrial revolution in a black line. And he said, you'll see JP Morgan and these big banksters fighting against it. They will lobby against what's about to happen. And they will fight greatly, but they will lose the battle ultimately. And you will see a rocket ship take up and go up. And you will see a new digital age coming. But this is the beast system. He said, the very thing you try to embrace, you will push away in the days ahead. He said, the very thing that people try to embrace and be excited about, they will resist and hate in the days ahead. And that's why I know.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I know a lot of people get excited about certain cryptos, and I'm like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, but I saw things happening, and they will use that to write the beast system on it, as far as the Antichrist system. And so, but people don't realize how close we are to the coming of the Lord Jesus Christ. One of my last visions I had whenever I saw the Mount of Olives shaken. I saw it split, and I saw the Dome of the Rock completely destroyed. I saw the Dome of the Rock where the Muslims, I saw a crack in it, and it was uninhabitable. It was a crack so thick that you could not inhabit it, and they had to demolish the building. And the Lord said, I'm bringing a shaking to Israel, a shaking to the land. I'm going to bring a shaking to the Vatican. I'm going to bring a shaking to Hollywood. I'm bringing a shaking to my church. And as I keep seeing these major shakings taking place, it literally will manifest in the earth. And I saw the Mountain of Olives shaken to the point where, like I said, the crack in the building was not just a normal little crack. It was huge. And I saw temples in Asia, and temples that were 1,000-year-old temples. He said that temples that have been there for a long time. He said, will be no more. I will bring the monkey temples down. I'm going to shake the monkey temples down, for they're an abomination unto me.
Yes.
And he said, you will see these temples fall, and great revival will come to these areas. Yes. And I saw great revival coming to India, to Pakistan, to Iraq and Iran, and major outpouring of the Spirit of the Lord.